Hello children, welcome to Learning Made Easy. In the last video we learned the modal auxiliaries can and could detailedly. In this video we are going to learn the remaining modal auxiliaries. Let's start children. Children, let's first learn the different usages of may and might. Look at the first usage. Both may and might are used to denote possibility. Look at the example given for me. I haven't checked yet where to go on holiday. I may go to Ireland. Here the meaning is perhaps I will go. There is a possibility that I will go there. Look at the example given for might. Take an umbrella with you. It might rain. Here also we use might to denote possibility in future. Children, but there is a slight difference. When you say may, it's like there is 90% of possibility. But if you say might or if you use might, the possibility is lesser than that. Look at the next usage. May is used to denote permission or to ask permission. May I sit next to you? Here it is very polite to use may to ask permission. And might is used to denote suggestion. We are going to a concert. You might like to come with us. So here it's like giving a suggestion. Here you're suggesting the other person to join you for the concert. May is used to denote wish. May all your wishes come true. Here you're using may to wish someone. May is also used to denote request or request for something. May I have some water please? Here you are requesting for water using the modal auxiliary may. Now come to might. Might is also used in conditional sentences. Conditional sentences especially where you use if clause and main clause. Look at these sentences denoting condition. If they train a little harder, if this condition happens, they might win the match. There is a possibility that they might win the match. Look at the another example. If I had studied more, I might have passed the exam. Children, you can use might straight away or you can also use might have plus V3. Might have passed. Here again, you are saying the probability which is unreal. He might have passed, but in reality he didn't pass. To denote such situation, you can use might have and V3. Now let's learn the usage of will and would. The modal auxiliary will is used to denote promise. Look at the example. I'll give you a call on Monday. I'll is the short form of I will. I will give you a call on Monday. Here, will is used to denote a promise. Likewise, to denote instant decision, momentary decision, you can use will. I will take these books with me. Just at that moment, you made a decision and immediately you are stating it. So, you can use will there. The modal auxiliary will is also used to denote offer. If you offer something to someone, you can use will. We'll buy you chocolates if you want. Likewise, here look at the sentence. We will book your tickets if you like. Will can also be used to denote certain prediction. Prediction, a guess. Look at the example given here. We will see an increase in salaries next year. Here, you are using will to denote a guesswork about future. The modal auxiliary would is used to ask for permission. Look at the example. Would you mind if I open the window? Here you are asking permission from someone to open the window. Modal auxiliary would is also used to request politely. Look at the example. Would you make me a coffee? Here you're requesting someone to make a coffee for you. Would is also used in question form while you speak about making arrangement or when you make some decision. Would you be available at 6 p.m. tonight? So you're going to make some arrangement and you're using would in your question to ask someone details about the arrangement. Would is also used to denote a polite invitation. Would you like to go out sometime? Here you're inviting someone to go out with you and you're using the modal auxiliary would in the question to denote invitation. Would can also be used in sentences denoting preferences. I would prefer tea to coffee. Likewise, look at the example given here. Would you prefer the window seat or the aisle? To denote preference, you can use would in negative, positive, and also in question form. The next modal auxiliary is shall. Shall is used to ask what to do. Look at the example. Shall I get the phone or will you? Here using shall to ask what to do. Shall is also used to denote offer. Shall I call a cab? Here you're offering someone some help and you're asking them whether you can call a cab. Shall I bring you some coffee? Here also you are offering something. Shall is also used to give suggestion. Shall we say 9 p.m. at Amy's then? Here you are suggesting someone to meet at Amy's place at 9 p.m. The next modal auxiliary we're gonna learn is should. Should is used to give advice for someone. You should see a doctor. You don't look well. Here you're using should to give advice for someone and you're advising someone that they should see the doctor. Should is also used to recommend an action. We should get a specialist. Here you're recommending that you should get a specialist. We should paint our house. Here also using should to denote recommendation. Should is also used to denote a prediction, a guesswork which is not certain, an uncertain prediction. When you guess something but you're not sure that it will happen. Salaries should go up next year. Here you mean that it may go up, it may not go up. Here you're not certain, you're not sure about your guesswork. The next modal auxiliary is ought to. Ought to is also used to denote advice but in a more formal way. Look at the example. You ought to go to the dentist before you leave. Children, ought to is mostly used in more formal situations like duty or obligation. Ought to is stronger in usage than should. But stronger than ought to is must. Must is used to denote obligation, necessity, which is very important and unavoidable. Look at the example. I must leave now to catch my train. So here you are speaking about necessity. It is unavoidable and it is necessary that you leave to catch the train. Look at the next usage. Prohibition. Prohibition means saying that you are not allowed to do something. Look at the example. You mustn't ask too many questions. Mustn't means must not. Must not is used to denote prohibition. You must not. You are not allowed to ask many questions. You are prohibited. Children, you already know what is direct speech and indirect speech. Direct speech is saying the exact words of the speaker, but reported speech or indirect speech is saying the words of someone in your own words. Right? In reported speech, you have to change certain modal auxiliaries. Look at the example. I will help you. It is in direct speech. When you change it into indirect speech, will should be changed into would. She said that she would help me. The second sentence is in reported speech, indirect speech. Likewise, can in direct speech should be changed into could in reported speech. If someone says, I can do it by myself, when you report their words to someone else, you should say, She said that she could do it by herself. So in reported speech, you should replace can with could. Likewise, may should be replaced with might. In direct speech, if you say they may come home, when you change it into reported speech, you should use might. She said that they might come home. Likewise, must in direct speech should be changed into had to in reported speech. You must keep the secret. This is in direct speech. When you change this from direct speech to indirect speech or reported speech, you should change must into had to. She said that we had to keep the secret. This is reported speech. In the same way, children, shall changes into should. Remember, children, even in direct speech, if it is already would, could, might, had to, or should, you need not change them. You can use the same in indirect speech also. But if it is will, it should be changed into would. If it is can, it should be changed into could. If it is shall, it should be changed into should. If it is must, it should be changed into had to. Likewise, may also changes into might. Don't forget all these things, children. Here are some more examples, children, how we should change will into would, can into could, must into had to, shall into should, and may into might. I want all of you to pause the video and go through the examples and take down the examples. With this, we have come to the end of the video, children. I hope you would have understood all the modal auxiliaries. Let's meet in the next video, children. Thank you.